I think of John Irby wrote the book Slow Poisoning of America, and they've hounded him too. Burnt down his house and killed his horse, and I mean these guys play for real. And basically he was just educating people on the fact that fluoride and MSG and all these poisons that are put into our food purposely just keep weakening us and weakening us and weakening us. And then I just have to say, I think back to the Quran, and Allah asks us, eat of the good things that I provide for you. Be grateful to me if it's me that you worship, and Allah is the healer. And if we start living like that, we're going to see some of these wonderful miracles come into our life, I think. And it's, to me, if you can get angry at the medical mafia, and I don't get angry at it, it's because we feed them. They have absolutely nothing to stand on if we just stop feeding them and we just turn and take care of ourselves and turn it back and, take our own personal sovereignty. And really quick, that reminds me of a line you said in one of your videos. You were talking about, I think they threatened to take away your license or something. Or no, they said that they had jurisdiction over you. And you said, no, correction. You only have jurisdiction over my license. You don't have jurisdiction over me. Only my God has jurisdiction over me. And I was like, yes, that's the way everybody needs to be thinking, because, this whole, it goes deep with the whole political everything. The whole social structure has sort of, I want to say, we've imprisoned ourselves thinking that we have to go ask permission for everything and that these people have control over us. But we just have to step out of it, like you have so wonderfully done, and just say, no, I'm going another way, and see the miracles that can come.
I think that our forefathers in the United States, that all of us that came to this wonderful country, and unfortunately this country is not so wonderful anymore like it was, that what it was supposed to be, and nobody has ever tried to question my patriotism. I've served with the 101st Air Assault Division, with the 2nd Infantry Division, with the 5th Special Forces Group. I've given multiple times there were chances of me losing my life for my country, for the United States. So nobody's ever questioned that. But I can tell you that all the people that would be willing to die for their country, also now realize that our country is not what we thought it was. And there was an email that was circulated among all the senior military officers, as I'm aware of, and all senior law enforcement officers. It was a very simple email, and I don't know how they got the names of the people that had served in whatever capacity, whichever law enforcement or whichever military, but the email came and said, just remember what's going to happen, that you took an oath to protect, the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And it was domestic was underlined and highlighted.
Beautiful.
And it's a very true statement that our country is not. It's not. You look at you study the Constitution, you study the leaders of the Revolution, and you study what they said. And Thomas Jefferson was like, I mean, it's to me, I just don't understand how this man could have known the things that were going to happen, because it's almost like he wrote these things because he knew they were going to happen 250 years later. And one of the things that Thomas Jefferson said about health, for instance, he said that when a people allow a government to dictate the foods that they put into their mouths and the medicines to take into their bodies, their souls will soon be in the same sorry state as those who live under tyranny.
Wow.
He said that 250 years ago.
And we've got codex. Wow.
Exactly. We got the mandatory vaccine laws that they're trying to pass right now to mandate their vaccines. I mean, this is proof positive that. I mean, I just look at the Constitution. I just look at that and I try to read from what happened 250 years ago, and you can see the recurrence. I mean, all those things, like trying to take away weapons. That the right to bear arms has been a fundamental right of Americans since day one. And now what they're trying to do subvertly is trying to reduce ammunition. If a government is doing the right things, why are they trying to limit ammunition, and why are they limiting weapons? And people say, oh, because of all the violence and everything.
No.
Less than 3% of the people that are actually, the people that are going out there and that are hurting other people, that are committing crimes, that represents less than 3% of the weapons that are out there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, again, maybe we're getting too much into the political aspect, but anyway, the point is that, we have the obligation, as you stated very properly, to take care of ourselves and to take care of our children. Mm-hmm. Because if we don't do that, then our families, our children, our parents, our siblings, our friends, our family, they suffer. Mm-hmm. And so it is our obligation to take care of ourselves.
To our posterity.
Exactly.
Yep. Well, on that note, I think that's an excellent note to just end up on, and food for thought for everybody. I think we're under some serious testing times these days, all mankind, all over the earth, and we're going to have to really think long and hard before we hand our power over to someone else, anybody else. I don't care what their credentials are, study them up and check into it, and always turn to yourself first. So,
absolutely.
So I thank you for just being such a bright light and example of all that, and all your success and your effectiveness and all that, and I just find it so wonderful that that you were able to help Desiree in this this high profile case, and hopefully it will wake up more people. That's our goal, waking people up. So.
Well, I would like to ask you a favor and your audience a favor, and that is that I would like for you guys to think of me, or intention, prayer, whatever you want to call it, because I will need as much prayer as I can get to continue this fight. And that's one thing that I believe that nobody can get enough of, so I would appreciate anybody who can spare an extra prayer or two.
Wonderful. I would agree. I mean, I know that you're under a huge fight. When I read of all the other doctors and the fights that they have gone, I've seen some of them, they've lost their lives, or they've gone to alcoholism. They just couldn't handle it. So you have to be super strong. But I think you're made of the proper metal to win through. As from what I can tell, it seems like you've got all the right stuff in line here to win this and push through. So, inshallah, God willing. Just good stuff will come out of it. So okay, our prayers are with you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, so on that note, stay tuned to the next Wake Up Project radio show, and I don't know who our next guest will be, but I'm sure it'll be interesting. Okay, have a good night. Assalamu alaikum.